Hi, I'm Matt with Hoboken Horology, and today I want to go into something really interesting I read in this Omega Lifetime The Winter Edition magazine. It's pretty interesting. Omega froze a planet ocean, and they froze it down to sub-zero temperatures until it stopped ticking, basically, and brought it back up to room temperature, and it resumed keeping time. So it was a really interesting article. I just want to kind of go through some of the highlights of it, so let's check it out. Interesting article. Ice cold. All about Omegas being tested in sub-zero temperatures. It's really interesting. Here is a Alaska project frozen in ice, and here is an Omega Speedmaster. Go to the next page, and we see the Seamaster Planet Ocean 600 meter 43.5 millimeters, the width of the piece, and it's a master coaxial. This is the 8900, which was subject to extremely low temperatures. So Omega in the article states that the freezing point of most watch lubricants is negative 30 degrees Celsius, negative 22 degrees Fahrenheit. So watches should tick, according to Omega in this write-up, around 20 degrees Celsius, negative 20 degrees Celsius, and negative 4 degrees Fahrenheit, which is far colder than any weather I've been in. But the go on to mention that special edition watches like the Alaska project, so if we just flip back to it, this is a special edition Omega watch, and this is designed for being in sub-zero temperatures. These special edition watches or limited edition pieces use special lubricant that will not freeze until temperatures between negative 40 degrees Celsius to negative 55 degrees Celsius, which is negative 40 degrees Fahrenheit to negative 67 degrees Fahrenheit. It's pretty incredible if you really think about it. The article goes on to state that they subjected the planet ocean to a ridiculous amount of testing, and they froze this at 5 degrees Celsius at a time to negative 70 degrees Celsius, which is negative 94 degrees Fahrenheit. The watch stopped ticking as expected as the oil coagulated and froze, so the watch completely stopped ticking. And as it was brought to room temperature and the oil unfroze and the pallets were able to move, the watch began ticking again and resumed as it was before it was frozen. So it's really interesting to think that your piece can completely freeze. You can put it in the freezer and into a block of ice, and basically the piece will begin to act normally if the oil is frozen beyond its freezing point. Now, if we move on, some pretty interesting things are said about the Speedmaster, actually. The Speedmaster showed it was able to withstand negative 18 degrees Celsius, 0 degrees Fahrenheit, in 1956. So all the way back in 1956, Speedmaster was able to go to a more than average degree of freezing temperatures. And on March 1st, 1965, NASA qualified the Omega Speedmaster to be the watch that will go in space, and it was the first watch worn on the moon. This watch is qualified for all space travel, all manned space travel, and it's amazing to think that the amount of testing that the Speedmaster had to go through in order to be qualified by NASA. For another day, I'll definitely make a video on the Speedmaster, on its history and being qualified for space travel. An interesting thing I want to point out right before I end this video is that Omega was working on prototypes of the Speedmaster, a polished titanium case in 1970. Apparently, according to the article, it was the world's first watch in a polished titanium case in 1970, and it was a prototype Speedmaster, which was a new space edition, which had a red aluminum donut cover, which reminds me very much and probably very close to the Alaska project dome. This donut cover and aluminum with low thermal conductivity was designed to act as a shield against low and high temperatures, and red-covered color protect against certain wavelengths of radiation. With the dome in place, the watch could stand ambient temperatures of negative 148 degrees Celsius, 234 degrees 0.4 Fahrenheit, to plus 260 degrees Celsius, 500 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's pretty amazing, but the watch never came to fruition. NASA canceled the Apollo 18 and 20 missions due to budgetary constraints. Well, thanks for watching. If you're as enthusiastic as I am about these testing and things like that, I wish we would see more of that. I think it would be a really big marketing boost. But I'd love to go into more detail on the Alaska project. For me, it's a sore subject. I've always wanted that piece, and when it was popular and times I wasn't anywhere close to having finances to buy something like that. So it's my kind of grail. It's kind of my unofficial grail watch is the Alaska project. Something I've always wanted. So I'll definitely make a video about it, but another time. But thanks for watching. You could have been watching any other video out there, but you're here with me, and I appreciate that.